Get started here. Call meeting to order. Roll call.
Mr. Seaman is absent. Mr. Chickalow?
Here.
Mr. Walden?
Here. Staff pledge allegiance. Flag. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I'm going to approve the minutes.
From January.
Last meeting.
I'll second that motion.
Mr. Chickalow?
Yes.
Mr. Walden?
Yes.
Your guests. You've got a lot of guests. Let's start over here. Anything? Anybody got anything on this side other than Mr. Sheets? He's later. Okay, I know Corey always got something.
Not yet.
No?
Not yet.
Matt,
I'm good right now.
Mr. List? Anybody up front here? Sure?
Would you see what one excitement?
Wow. Hey, nice to see you. What's going on? Oh, you wanna know about that? Well, no other guests have anything to say? Okay, we're gonna let Rhonda give us a little talk on this aggregate
Yeah.
electric.
Right.
She got a few minutes, and what we're gonna do, you could, give us the basic stuff.
Okay.
And then if you got some more information that anybody wants to find out about, we'll let you go over to the other room.
That's fine.
We'll finish our meeting.
Absolutely.
Give us a quick rundown.
Okay, first off, my name is Rhonda Snyder. I'm a resident here of Bristol. I grew up in West Farmington, so I spent most of my life in Trumbull County in the area. I'm a retired school teacher, and I want to put this out there because it was a question of me. What am I getting for getting this information out to people? I actually had somebody message me and ask what my kickback was. I have absolutely no gain whatsoever in this. Okay. And I am not going to recommend any single companies. I'm going to show you how to find what is best for you and your household. Okay. So the only skin in this game is last year my property taxes doubled. I cannot afford for my electric bill to double. Okay. Right now I'm with Energy Harbor, which was our last aggregate at 0.453. The new aggregate is at 0.079. So that is almost a double in your electric bill. One thing people need to understand, Ohio Edison will always be your distributor for electric in this area. It is your supplier that is the aggregate, which is Dynegy right now. Okay, that Trumbull County Commissioners did. So the letter everybody got in the mail looked like typical junk mail because the envelope on the outside just said Trumbull County. Okay. Didn't say anything important was in it, but I just had this feeling that maybe I should open it. So I opened this up, and that's when I started looking, going, are you kidding me? So I got out my electric bill and started looking at that and comparing it with this. I'm going, I don't know about anybody else, but I can't afford a double electric bill. Okay. And I try to save pennies where I can. One thing about this also is if you do not opt out by February 6th, you are automatically enrolled into this. Why that utility? It's called utility slamming, and slamming is illegal. How they get away with this, I'm not sure. Okay. I'm waiting for some feedback on that from a friend of mine who's an attorney, why this is legal.
What do
Okay.
you call it?
It's called slamming, SLAMMING. It's utility slamming, that you're not supposed to be signed up for something you didn't agree with. Okay.
Did you say February 6th?
February 6th, and today's the 4th, so you have 2 days. Okay. Now, what I did is I immediately called. I did not send this in because I want proof that I opted out, and I hope nobody works for the post office, but I have had so many things lost lately. I wasn't trusting this. So I called them and said I wanted to opt out, and they took all my information. I can give, if anybody threw this away, I can give you the phone number and show you where you need to find your customer number. And I says, I want a confirmation number. And she goes, well, we don't give those out. And I says, well, yes, you do. Everybody gives confirmation numbers with utilities when you change something. And she goes, well, hold on a second. And she comes back on, she goes, I guess I'm allowed to give you your confirmation number. And so I got my confirmation number and I wrote down the date I opted out, my confirmation number, so that I have proof that I did. Okay. Now, your Energy Harbor goes through your March bill. Okay. So if you opt out February 6th, your next bill is still going to be Energy Harbor, and then Dynegy would pick up. So that gives you like maybe 4 to 6 weeks to start looking for a new supplier. Me, I found one immediately that I thought was great, signed up with them. It's going to start my next bill. It's only a few cents more than what I'm paying right now with Energy Harbor. But every day I go on and look at the rates, and they are fluctuating every day. I already found somebody that's cheaper. I will change once a week if I have to keep my rates low. Okay. Yes.
Don't some of them know how a cancellation fee with
That is one of the things I'm going to show. If anybody wants afters, you got to look when you are comparing things. And when you go to the energychoice.ohio.gov site, you will get a list of 157 suppliers. There might be one supplier that's listed 5 times because you can choose between a 3-month, a 6-month, a 12-month, an 18-month. Okay. But on the left-hand side of that, you can filter out what you don't want to see. So for example, I'm not paying over 0.06 cents for my electric. So that was one of my filters. And then another filter is I don't want a cancellation fee because I'm going to hop around. Okay. I didn't, some of them have monthly charges also. What I found is I was going to pay $14.95 a month because when I spread that out over my average kilowatts, I was still cheaper. Okay. So I had like a full Excel spreadsheet going. I was plugging in my different numbers. And then after it was all calculated, it showed me who my cheapest one was. And so, but like I said, I'm not going to recommend anybody as far as a supplier. I'll help anybody that wants some help, how to drill down and look for what would best be for you guys. If anybody wants my spreadsheet to plug in their own numbers, I will send that to you. It's in Excel. Okay. But the biggest thing is opting out by February 6th. Okay. And then finding your own supplier.
I got a question.
Yes.
Energy Harbor,
Yes.
0.0453.
Mhm.
That,
That is good. That was the last aggregate that the Trumbull County Commissioners negotiated for us.
and this is
And
7,
that ends in March.
that ends in March.
Point,
This is 7.9.
yes. Mhm. So you're going from like 40, what was it at here? 43 or 45 cents to 79 cents.
Okay, I don't even want to say, does anybody have any questions? I'm sure you probably do. If you want some questions.
I can field some here and then I'll go out
I
to the
just
big
don't
room.
want to get.
No, I won't. If anybody has a general question.
Quick-
My
quick
general question is, if we don't opt out, and so you're staying with Energy Harbor then?
No,
But we don't,
No,
no,
I'm
I
not.
mean, if we don't do anything else and I opt out, do we know what the Energy Harbor that we have right now?
yeah, Energy Harbor is gonna go to like 0.679.
So that's even still better than.
It's still
what
better.
Trumbull County.
And my biggest question is, why can a 58-year-old woman sit in her
I know.
living room and negotiate a better rate for her household than they
For
can
Trumbull
all of
County.
Trumbull County? I don't understand. Other than, here's the caveat there. They negotiated for, I believe it's a couple years, and who knows what energy rates are gonna do. So when my contract is up in 3 months, my energy rate may go up to 80 cents and Dynegy would have been cheaper, but you know what? I can opt into the aggregate.
Right.
And so that is always out there.
So you can always, you can
It
always
is
go
only,
back into it.
but it's only for people that are in the aggregate that got the, right? If you're in the aggregate, not
No,
everybody's
this is-
automatically.
You
You
in,
may
right?
not go back to the aggregate price that it's at today,
No.
though.
No, you won't.
Okay.
No,
No.
Just make sure.
0.453, no.
So every
Okay.
company.
No, the
Oh,
7.9.
Yes.
You can't get back
No.
into
They
that
all-
7.9 one.
That's all?
Nope.
I mean, I know I got it,
Unless
but
you
I was
opted
in.
out, unless you went in and opted out before.
No, there's
Yeah.
Oh, they're not?
Yeah, there's
Wow.
some
Robinson
areas.
or some areas.
Now, like Cortland, they do their own aggregate. Cortland does, and I'm not sure of what any other villages or
Well,
townships do.
I think Bristol has some Orwell gas. My neighbors are.
But this isn't gas,
Oh,
this
no,
is
sorry.
electric. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was dumb.
Mhm.
But actually the gas, same way. Like,
Yeah.
I started noticing my bill used to be cheap and all of a sudden it started getting
Mhm.
higher and higher. And I
Yeah.
checked the aggregate and it was the cheapest one for
Yeah.
Trumbull County.
Mhm.
So you gotta check your gas
And
bill
that's my
too.
thing. I know the new one's gonna be 7.9, but if I opt out tomorrow
Uh-huh.
and I just keep Energy Harbor on my bill,
Yeah, you
that's
have-
only gonna be
my-
6 point, I'll just not do
Well,
anything.
what it
till-
is, we need to opt out though.
Right,
Yeah,
opt out,
yeah.
but I
You
won't do
can
anything
call Energy
else.
Harbor and tell them that, at the end of March, you're gonna continue with them. What is my rate going to be? I would still make a phone call.
Trumbull County though.
Right, but
Still make the phone call.
So when you do,
Okay.
do I have to call somebody, okay, let's say,
Yeah, but you have.
let's say I don't want Energy Harbor, I'm going to this guy over here, right? So do I have to call Energy Harbor to discontinue, that'll just
Nope.
automatically?
Whoever you sign up with will take care of all the paperwork. And matter of fact, I got a letter from the new company saying, hey, welcome. And then Ohio Edison followed up and said, hey, did you change your supplier? So you get two confirmations. The person you signed up for and Ohio Edison will verify the change. Mhm.
Are most people off that?
What site were you using to,
I'm sorry.
what site were you using?
It's www.energychoice.ohio.gov. Don't use apples to apples.
Why, that's what I.
Because the problem with apples to apples is it's comparing it to what aggregate you're going to. So it's mainly looking at comparisons to the Dynegy, since that's the Trumbull County one. Whereas the Energy Choice one picks all 157 in Ohio that's available. And it went anywhere. There's one that says 0 cents and $36 that is income based. Okay. It's area based and based on your kilowatt usage. All told, just that supplier for me would have been $183. And then I'd have Ohio Edison on top of that, which is, I said, oh, no, thank you. And so, but yeah, I didn't bother with that one.
Is Ohio Edison similar for everybody?
Ohio Edison is, they're at 0.80, so they are higher than the new aggregate.
Oh.
So they could be your distributor and supplier, but you're gonna pay more. Yeah.
And what was that,
Energychoice.ohio.gov. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I have my iPad with me and stuff. I can hotspot if
Was it
anybody
dot
wants to see. Energychoice.ohio.gov. Mm-hmm. And like I said, a lot of the suppliers are out of Texas. There's a couple in Dayton. And so it doesn't matter. I mean, you can pick Texas if you want. And so.
Okay, if there's any more questions, let's carry, she,
I'm gonna go out to the big room.
yeah, okay. And,
It
sounds like you got a lot of different questions
Thank
for
you,
you.
Rhonda.
Hey, sure.
Thank you.
I just can't see people not seeing.
I mean, we're gonna have a very exciting meeting if you wanna stay here. Thanks for coming, Greg. You betcha.
Nice seeing you, Greg.
Yeah.
Get out. Get out, Greg.
Hey, get out of here. You're out of here.
You're first and last.
I've been waiting for you.
I know.
How are you doing? We start the meeting now.
How are you? I'm gonna break my.
All right, department heads, let's start back there with Kenny.
This is nowhere near as interesting as what you. Our next meeting is scheduled for February 10th of 2025. Prior to that, we'll have a meeting, we'll have a public hearing. The public hearing is to consider text additions and deletions to section 5 classification of uses. Originally, a public hearing was scheduled for January 16th. We had to cancel that hearing because we did not have a quorum present for the zoning hearing. We had 40 days from December 9th, and we had to act, that's to have a public hearing. Since that did not happen, on advice of legal counsel, we had to start the process from the beginning. We started the process over again at our meeting on January 20th, 2025, hence the public hearing scheduled for February 10th. Next item, we continued discussion on ADUs, section 14, rear houses. We reviewed our latest draft that excludes an addition to a primary residence as an ADU. I had a conversation with Kim Vaughn at the Trumbull County Planning Commission concerning a hypothetical question that was posed to me. It was, I own a parcel of 2 acres. I have 2 separate dwellings on it. I want to sell one of the 2 dwellings. Can I split the property so that I can sell one of the 2 dwellings? Kim referred me to Chris Wilster, Director of Environmental Division, Trumbull County Combined Health District. I talked to Chris, and he advised me that there is no simple answer to that question, and that an answer would be determined on a case-by-case basis. Next item, Senate Bill 299 died when it never got out of committee. I contacted State Senator O'Brien office on January 21st, 2025. I received a response from that office on the January 27th. Her office isn't aware of any possibility of reintroducing the bill. Okay. Next item. We began our discussion on small solar facilities. We will be using the template developed by the Ohio Township Association. Trumbull County Planning Commission is recommending the townships use the template as a guide for adding small solar facilities to their zoning resolution. Reminder, we do not address small solar facilities in section 36, alternate energy sources, subsection 2, solar energy systems. Next item. We reviewed Appendix A and agreed that the fees are reasonable. I've attached a file showing the comparisons that we used in our discussion. We did make one change. We removed the line substantially used fee, section 34, which was removed from the zoning resolution in 2023. And I've sent the appropriate paperwork to the trustees for your consideration. Next item. There was an article in the Tribune on January 17th titled, Strategy Opens Window on Valley Housing. I've attached a copy of the article. Please note that the highlighted bullet, Coordinated Adjustments in Zoning. Overseeing this project is Eastgate Council of Governments. Are we part of that group?
Yeah.
Okay, so we should be getting some information from them of what this means of coordinating adjustments in zoning, I would expect. I was elected chairman at our January 20th meeting. Tara Barnard was elected vice chairman, and Carolyn Marino was elected secretary. We discussed the need for a better way to communicate what the zoning commission is working on. Is there a possibility of creating a Facebook page? Only certain people could post, such as the chairman of the zoning commission, and that would be to post meeting agendas, inform and update the public on the topics being worked on, and any other topics of interest. We want to avoid the phrase, I didn't know that it was in zoning. Whatever we do has to be user-friendly. I've been invited to attend a workshop at the Trumbull County Planning Commission on February 7th. Based on the invitee list, Bristol is the only small township in Trumbull County that was included in this group. Last item, do we have any information on House Bill 315 as it pertains to meeting notices?
I went to a training last week. We do not have to put a public notice in the newspaper anymore. It was 90 days to take effect. So it's April
1st.
Yes. You have to put it on a sign. You have to put it on, we are going to create a Facebook page. So we will talk about that. Our website, so we have to post our meetings on our website, but yeah, legally they said, and this was the Howard Township
Is there any
Association.
paperwork on that? Can you
Yes.
send it to
Yep,
me?
I will. Also, I wanted to ask you, at one of the seminars, and I don't know if this is a possibility, but they address short-term rentals. And they said that you could put a tax on it. Now, I didn't know a township could put a tax on a short-term rental, or you can call, or possibly having a registration fee, so you know who's in and out of there. I don't know if that's a possibility, or if you've heard that, but this was at the Township Association, they talked about it.
I know Howard was considering something like that
Okay.
3 months ago.
They just said it's a
But
way
they
to
have
keep
an
track.
infrastructure in place They have a full-time person who's their zoning director, zoning and planning director. And if you don't have the infrastructure in place, so that people know that they have to go there,
Right,
to
but even if they
register.
had to yeah, that's true.
Who's gonna enforce somebody to register my house? And did you know we have a short-term rental in the zoning, in the commercial district now? I bet most people don't.
Yeah, they were just they were coming up with ways to try to, let the township know what's going on, because they asked if we had that, and I raised my hand, and he said, how are they? And I said, good and bad, we have some issues with four-wheelers and stuff up and down the roads.
Right.
That's what they brought up doing, so we may want to look at somehow controlling it. I don't want to say take it away, but
Nikki, could there be possibly a way that we can tie in with Airbnb? Because all that information that you're kind of sort of requesting, they have. So maybe as a
maybe.
township, we could request that we're tied in at least an email notification.
Yeah, I have the presenter's information, who presented all of it, so I figured we would reach back out to him and I'll ask him that. He was in a nice big township too. I mean, what he was talking about was, yeah, they have lots. So, all right, yeah, that's good.
Kind of more of a vacation destination type,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
lake and a restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah, their town hall was unbelievable.
You're next, Dad. Come on, you're trying to hide back there. I see you. Got anything?
Next couple of weeks, we'll get the roads patched up and start ditching. I got a storm drain out here to fix this week. We got things going.
Good. Okay. Chief?
Yeah.
Next.
It's hot in here.
It is hot here.
Turn it down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's probably off now.
Poor chief's gonna be.
I had to shut
on
it.
fire?
You had to go drunk it out. I feel good now.
It is.
We don't keep the fire stations hot. The sign was delivered. It's in the station now. Waiting on installation now, the weather break. Anybody want to stop and see it? It's quite good. It's beautiful. So it's gonna work out really well. All the equipment's been moved to the new engine. It's ready to go in service anytime now. It does need some spring work on it. I guess I'll call tomorrow, get an estimate on that. Back with you on that. That's before it can be put in service. So, I got a new quote for the new tires for, engine 17. Sandy's tire, and this is for 10 tires. $7,975, and Great Lakes, where we bought the tires for the rescue last year, about 2 years ago, is $5,040.80. The tires on the engine are 2017. They have to be replaced every 7 years, according to state of Ohio. So we'll need to do that pretty soon. Old Rescue 17 is now decommissioned, and that's the Rosenbauer. It's ready for sale. Somebody locally, township in Trumbull County is interested in it, so we'll be talking to them, and it'd be nice if it's that easy to get rid of. So we'll come up with an asking price for that. Waiting on a price quote from Champion down there for lettering the engine in rescue. Should be coming any time now. And our mechanic Doug Elder, he'll be giving us a full report on the new truck. There's a couple valves that are leaking. Normal stuff that needs to be serviced on it. We have them manually serviced every spring anyway, so it'll be on the rotation. Well, every truck. So the new squad that we got from the county with the ARPA funds should be here in April, early mid-April. So we'll be getting that in, and at that time the old one, Hort, will be sold. And I need a motion to hire Joseph Danks as a part-time firefighter paramedic. Joseph is full-time in Orange City. Was in Warren. Wants to work out here part-time, so good kid.
Joseph, thanks.
I'll make a motion to hire Joseph Banks, part-time firefighter.
Second,
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
Mr. Twinkle?
yes. Okay,
I got a quick question regarding fire department. Steve, Jared, trustees, possibly. School buses are required every 3 years to get new tires. Is there any way, if they're the same size, that we could figure out a way to work that in to where we're getting the rotation? I mean, I got brand new ones on my truck straight off the school bus for $100.
It's a different style tire.
Okay, well, that was my.
These are, these tires are. Ones are made for weight. Yeah, the GVW on the rate on the truck is outrageous. Got 3,000 gallons of water on it.
I just didn't know if they were comparable.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
that's it for department. I want to mention, thought about it, I got this down. Ron Mahan passed away. I don't know if everybody knew that, the other day. He was a pretty good guy. He actually, when I ran for trustee, he was running for trustee, and we talked a lot. And he helped me out a lot. He was here every meeting, always had something to say, but we're gonna miss something anyway. I don't know if probably everybody knew. So other than that,
Yeah, I didn't expect to see
got,
you.
any old business?
I thought you were on the DL.
No old business here.
No old business for me. New business. And then you got something.
New business, I would like to talk about the chili cook-off. It will be February 22nd. It's going to be sponsored by the Historical Society. Proceeds will benefit the Historical Museum. It's from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. It's a Saturday. There's a sign on the door. It'll be $10 admission. I'm hoping to have at least 10 chilies. We will, registration by the 19th, to get your chili in. Obviously, if you come a little later, I'm gonna let you in, but I kind of would like to know by then, so I have a good idea of what I need to set up in the hall. You can sign up at the beverage tunnel, or you can sign up at the meeting tonight, or at our next meeting. That's really all I got.
Well, you're gonna have to.
Ken List is going to be doing karaoke and music. And we will have a chance auction for sure, and probably a 50-50. So that's our plans for the chili cook.
This gentleman said something.
Ken wanted to know what was going to be going on there, I believe, right? He did not get mentioned in my first post. But we mentioned music, but we did not mention karaoke, and he wanted to make sure that we mentioned that. So. What was that? February 22nd. It's a Saturday from 4 p.m. till 7. It'll be right here in the old firehouse right here. And the other thing I wanted to mention was, in the next week or so, after I get this kind of all nailed in and situated, I'm going to start setting up for my food truck in the spring. If there's anything that anybody would like to discuss or talk about, see it done differently, I would like to know that before I get started so that I can make any changes that we may see fit.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
should be fun. Okay,
One quick thing.
Right.
I would like to get Steve in the fire department to enter a chili, and I would like to get, he took off, the road department. To see if we can't get,
He might still be in that meeting.
okay.
Are you gonna have waivers for this chili in case it's too spicy? Seeing as how we are firemen.
I hope we don't have to do that, but.
Well, every time I go to the fire station, I ask them, does he have any firehouse chili? No. I don't know what goodies.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll twist his arm at the next meeting.
talk to you later. We got a,
Right there he is.
I twisted the fire chief's, arm to make sure he entered a chili in my chili cook-off. I'm gonna do the same for the road department. See if we can.
See who's better.
see
I'll
who's-
bring
see who's
possum stew.
better.
How about that?
Huh?
I'll bring possum stew.
that sounds good.
That's not fair.
No pasta,
Unlimited.
no pasta, no rice.
Possum.
Possum.
Oh, possum soup.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right down to 45, pick a couple up, take them home, clean them.
Oh, yeah.
Ask Greg about ditching.
All right, I just talked to him.
Good, I figured you would.
I just
That's
talked
why
to
he
him.
jumped up.
Yeah. Okay, we want to thank Rhonda Hughes and the craft show committee. Got a donation of $853 from their craft show. It's very nice, thank you. Then we did something else. I thought.
Right under new business.
Yeah, we don't want to do, oh, that's right. Okay, we did sign a contract, or I don't know if we signed it yet or not, but
Nope,
we
we
did
didn't.
agree.
Approve it.
We do have yeah, we have to prove it tonight. Contract with North Bloomfield for EMS service for the next year for $5,000. They'll be paying us. And we do have to make a motion that we approve that contract.
There a second?
I'll second that motion.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes?
Mr. Walden?
Yes.
Is that contract, is that unlimited runs or?
Yes. Yep.
So does that mean we contact Bloomfield before champion?
Other way.
It's for us to cover Bloomfield.
Oh, we are
Yes.
covering
We're
for
covering
them.
Yes.
Oh, nice,
Secondary.
okay. Nice.
I got a
Sorry.
question on that. How far have our runs come down since they got an ambulance?
We only did, I have it here somewhere.
In comparison of other
the
years?
chief
It's right
could tell
there.
us.
Flip it over.
They,
Right, no, next one. You were digging in. It's at the very bottom.
they run about 110, 115 EMS calls.
What were we at,
What
Bill?
we did.
Just,
Well, they had 210 calls or something like that, and we did 65.
okay, so let's go back to when they were paying us, what, 30, 25 a year?
22
Well, okay,
was the
so
last.
how did we justify $5,000?
That's all they wanted to pay. It was either that or zero. So we did like 5 or 6 runs. We talked about maybe doing it per call. It would have had to be crazy numbers.
I wouldn't use those numbers. Close.
Well, I don't have any other numbers to go by.
The number we're talking about, I could have thought of it.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, just so roughly anyhow, say we were doing 200 runs up there a year when
Yeah.
we had the full contract, and now we're down to 60, basically 50 to 60. Okay. Gives me an idea.
Anything else? Take a motion,
You see the zoning, right?
zoning.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right
we
underneath
approved
that.
that, yeah.
Sorry, I point to that.
Well, you know what
You're far
happened?
away.
We skipped,
Yes.
we went to the chili cook-off. My fault.
Okay.
I make a motion, we approve appendix A in the zoning.
I'll second that motion. Yeah, I'll second
That's a
that.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Walden?
Yes.
Now,
And it's February 18th when you get down there.
that's it. We
Wrong.
got the next meeting.
The 18th.
The 18th.
Yeah, see now you're.
I messed that up.
Next meeting will be February 18th. And make a motion to pay bills. Do we have that?
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Mr. Chickalow?
Yes.
Mr. Walden?
Yes.
Nothing else? Make a motion to adjourn.
Wait a second.
Second.
I don't usually have to. Mr. Chickalow?
Yes.
Mr. Walden?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.